I'm Steve Garton. We had a small family. I had two younger brothers. We lived up in a little town called Superior, Nebraska. We moved along when I was young because we were poor. And when we were still young, I'm going to say about 10, my dad moved down here because he took a job with Firestone Company in Wichita. And here again, we still moved around because we didn't have a lot of money. My two younger brothers and I, typical uh, small kids, we played around a lot, probably got in a lot of trouble. During our youth, I played baseball, liked to play football, but I usually got beat up because I was pretty small. Then when I went into high school, I thought I wanted to be an electrician. So I studied electronics, found out that I didn't have the math capacity for it. I graduated in the top 25% of my class. After I graduated from high school, I went to Wichita State, but I just didn't care for it. It wasn't something I wanted to continue. So it happened at the time that I was dating the daughter of a fireman in Wichita. That was in 1967. They had street signs out that said they needed firemen. I thought, well, why not? Give it a try.
What did your dad tell you?
To the city and took the test. They called me a week later and said that I was hired. On July 5th of 1967, I went to the training. Uh, at that time, it was at Fire Station number 2 at Lewis and Topeka. And then we'd go Monday through Friday, and then on from 8 to 5. And then on Saturday, we were assigned to another station where we would go and clean the equipment, and then spend the day with the firemen. After we got done cleaning, we'd eat and maybe play volleyball or something like that. Training was about 8 weeks. Then I was assigned to a station, and just happened to be when I took my training at Fire Station number 2. At that time, when you were on duty, you were worked 24-hour shift. You got 24 hours off. You worked 10 shifts, which would be 30 days. Then you got 3 days off. Then you go 24 hours on, 24 on again for another 10 shifts. And we were not allowed to leave at that time. We had a company that would bring our groceries to us. We had a guy that was a cook at the fire station. He would do all the cooking while we did our morning cleanup routine. We trained at the fire station.
Exercise.
And when they finally built the training academy out at 31st and Oliver, we would be transported from the fire station to the training facility, and we finished our training there. After that, I was reassigned to another fire station. I'd been on the department about 10 years, I suppose. I was transferred down to Fire Station 19 at 600 block of West MacArthur. And I spent the rest of my career down there. I was promoted to lieutenant, went back to the same fire station, the same shift, promoted to captain. Just my luck, I went to the same fire station, same shift. So I spent 20 years on the fire department, never left number 2 district, number C shift. There was 3 shifts at that time, A, B, and C. So there was a continuous flow of firemen at each station. Station 2 had about 12 to 14 men on duty at the time. When I was transferred to Station 19, there was only 6 of us. But we manned 3 pieces of equipment: an engine, a truck company, or an aerial at that time, and a rescue squad. During my training period back at fire station number 2, after I got through with my probationary period, which was a full year, we then started training on how to drive the different fire equipment. And I was also assigned to run the rescue squad, which I had no training in EMS at that time. So they gave me training to become a emergency medical technician, EMT. And so a call would come in if it was a medical emergency of some sort, be it a car wreck or somebody got hurt, stabbing, shooting, whatever. If I was on duty, I would respond to that call within my assigned district. Then right after I'd gotten through with my probationary period, which was in July of 1968, I met my wife over here, and she worked with my mother at just a block away from the fire station. So if I had an opportunity on my lunch hour, I'd go over and visit with her. And that was 57 years ago. That we've been married for 57 years. We have 2 small children as a result of that marriage. Well, 3 actually. Our daughter came as a surprise 9 years after the boys were born. But anyway, on the fire department, I was an EMT. I took training also as a hazmat specialist. So I was on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. During that time, made, of course, numerous medical calls. And then the one major fire that I was involved with was in 1968, I think it was, the Yingling Chevrolet fire in Wichita.
And you were on the
When we
roof.
got the alarm that evening, I was going down the stairs at the station, and I happened to look out the window on the north side of the station, and I could see the flames already coming out the roof of the building. So we knew it was something bad. We didn't know how bad till we got there, and our fire chief showed up. He was at his wedding anniversary. He responded, he and 4 other firemen, including a couple of deputy chiefs, and all 4 of them were lost in the fire. It's still hard today to talk. But anyway, during the fire, we had crews up on the roof. And I was one of those crew members on the roof, but we were also, shortly after the chief got there, we were told to come down. What we didn't realize was the type of roof construction was involved with the building. The roof unexpectedly caved in on the fire chief, and they died almost instantly. We were later on able to recover their bodies.
During this fire, we had been married a few months, and 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, the phone rings. I'm by myself. We didn't have the kids yet. And I thought, wow. So back then there wasn't scams like there is now. So I answered the phone, and it's his captain or chief. And he says, Mrs. Garton? And I said, yes. And he said, this is Chief so-and-so from Fire Station 2. He said, your husband, Steve Garton, he's okay. And I thought, well, yeah, I know he's okay. I didn't know what happened because we didn't have TV then. We had radio, but who's listening to radio at 2 a.m.? And so I said, okay. And he said, thank you. Well, it didn't dawn on me till after he got done with the fire and got cleaned up and back to the, he called me at work because by that time I'd gone to work just across the street.